In this video, we'll discuss the management of users, or user administration. You want to practice this in training mode, so if you haven't already done so, enter training mode and then log in as an administrator. In training mode and in the normal database, admin is the one account that cannot be deleted. You can change the password, but you cannot delete the actual admin. The screen name admin needs to be thought of as a super user. It can't be deleted, its password can be changed, and you want to be very careful if you change the password because the only way to reset its password is to contact Secure Check. You can add other admins, however, and use whatever names and passwords you like for them. Once you've logged in, you'll see that there's a new administration section with users. Go ahead and select it. Now what you'll see here is a finder, just like the finders that we used for the primary entities, and all the normal search methods that you had for them are available here. For the training database, the results list defaults to show 3 employees, 1 for each type. We're going to go ahead and add a new employee and make that person a cashier. User editor window that you have is very similar to the customer editor window we had. You can input basic information about a given user, an employee, and you can actually put in a ID, a photo, either as a headshot or from a scanner, or you can drag and drop one in. The last section is the security settings section, and in that section we'll define a screen name, a unique screen name for this particular employee. We'll go ahead and add some basic information for this employee. And then we'll give her a unique screen name. Now if you type in a screen name that isn't unique, the system will warn you. On this particular screen, the only information you actually have to enter is the first name of the employee, the last name, and a screen name. And let's not forget access level. The system has 3 built-in access levels: cashier, manager, and admin. And to see what the differences is, all we have to do is look at the sidebar. Cashiers have access to the finders for all the primary entities and can look up compliance information and use the special lookups for OFAC and phone number. They can also create all the primary entities: checks, makers, banks, accounts, and customers. Managers have all the abilities of a cashier, but can also modify the settings for the program, including check types, fees, statuses, and the actual store settings themselves. And lastly, an administrator has all the powers of a cashier and a manager, but also has the ability to edit users. Ms. Ross is going to serve on this level of cashier, so we're going to set her to cashier and her status to active. Lastly, we'll add a photo for her. And since she is a historical character, we won't use the scanner or the camera. We'll just drag and drop a picture in. That done, we'll click Finish or push F12. You'll see in the results that we have a new employee, and in the preview you can see all her details, and including the last check she cashed, which she hasn't cashed one yet. As we said before, the finder for the users is very similar to the finder for all the primary entities. You have all the same search capabilities you have, and you can even tag them the same way you tag the primary entities. Let's say, for example, that Ms. Ross is a part-time employee, and we've decided that we want to tag her as such so that we can find all the part-time employees or do reports on them later on. Just as we explained in the tags video, we'll go ahead and highlight Betsy and then click Tag in the toolbar and select New Tag. In the dialog, we'll enter part-time, and now Betsy will be flagged as a part-time employee. As with any of the other entity finders, we can use the filter boxes feature to go and find just the part-time employees. Another activity that an administrator can do is to reset a user's password. Let's say that it's several months later and Betsy's changed her password and doesn't remember what it is. She can contact her administrator and he can very quickly reset it back to checks. The next time she logs in, Betsy can use the Change My Password command under the File menu to change her password from checks to whatever she likes. The last thing an administrator will do is deal with people who have left the company, and many times you don't want to actually delete the employee, but keep them in the system for historical purposes, but deactivate their account. And doing that is very simple. We'll say that Miss Ross has left the company and now needs her account deactivated. To do this, first we'll find her account in the Finder, and then select her and click the Edit button. It's just a simple matter of changing her status to inactive and saving her record. Now you can see in the preview that Betsy's record is inactive and the system will not allow her to log in. And that's administering users in a nutshell.